Welcome back to another installment of Ghost Builds a Weird Glass Structure because they can. It's episode 67 and we're working on some miscellaneous bits that I didn't do in the last episode. I started by going in and trying to texture the glass up. Now, options for this are quite clearly limited. Limited to I can put grey or white glass on the clear glass and I can use cyan on the blue. And that is it. I don't have much choice here, so it still looks quite flat. I can also add glow lichen. Lichen, one of the two. Whatever it is, I don't know. But I can add that on to give it even more texture. I don't really know how to talk about what I'm doing, mostly because I don't remember what I was up to. Welcome to this channel. If you're new here, please do like and subscribe because I ramble like this constantly. It is all this channel is for, me talking at a microphone for no more than 20 minutes on a Saturday morning usually, unless I'm at an air show, and then I relegate that to Sundays. But we're not on an air show this week. Air show season is over and I am sad, and I'm very jealous of all the Formula 1 fans because you guys get it from flipping March to December. I get May through to the start of October. And by the start of October, I mean basically just the first weekend, and then everything's done for the year because welcome to the UK. Though in saying that about Formula 1 fans, my sister's friend got my sister into watching Formula 1, or at least, made her pick a favourite driver. So then I would occasionally, because obviously I like planes, so I get some of Red Bull's crazy stuff, I started getting Formula 1 videos. And then I started getting more Formula 1 videos. And now that is all that my Instagram reels are, because I have successfully not touched TikTok in months, and I'm very proud of myself that admittedly, Instagram reels has kind of taken its place. However, for some reason I much prefer it on there, because the algorithm learns far quicker what I don't want to be seeing. And I can also train it into just kind of not showing me for an hour or so videos that are going to make me sad. Obviously, I do watch the important political and global related news stuff, but if I'm going to doom scroll just for a laugh, quite frankly, I just want to watch the same 5 Formula 1 clips consecutively, edited slightly differently every single time. But maybe next year I will watch Formula 1. Maybe, because that might make the lack of... You guys effectively... I don't know if anybody here is going to be a Formula 1 fan watching this video, but if you are, you guys get 4 extra months on what I get. Assuming I've remembered the dates correctly. Me and my sister were talking about this last night, and all we were talking about was funny clips that I'd been sending her, because her favourite driver is Charles Leclerc, so I've been strictly told by her any videos relating to him that I get, I have to send her all of them. I do not send her all of them, especially if I have sent basically an identical clip within the past 24 hours, because otherwise I can't find anything I've sent her. And sometimes I find things on there that I intend to show to someone else that I've sent to her because she'll also find it funny. And this is completely irrelevant to my Minecraft build, but I don't care because all that this episode is placing glass and breaking some blocks and hoping for the best. But yeah, I have sent so many videos, and before you ask who my favourite driver is, I don't have one. I just like things that go vroom, and that just is basically engines. I like aircraft, so that's easy enough to find things that go vroom, because lots of planes and also fast cars. But yeah, I've been enjoying watching clips, even though I don't understand half the stuff they're talking about or half the context. Why? Because for me, I just need something that goes fast and loud to listen to and watch outside of show season, because it has been a week since the last show of the year and I am not coping, because I know for a fact I'm not going to see planes, and the Avro Lancaster owned by the Memorial Flight is going into very big maintenance for a while, so I'm definitely not going to see her next season, and maybe not the season after that, and we don't have another flying Lancaster here in the UK, and the Canadians aren't going to come over, and they're probably not going to come over until they hopefully get Just Jane flying out of East Kirkby, at which point we might get to have 3 airworthy Lancasters flying in the UK, which I do believe will mean that will probably be the most airworthy Lancasters we're ever going to get to see in this day and age. Because I don't think there's anywhere else trying to make any airworthy at the minute. That's not to say they won't. And I would not be mad if other places started making them airworthy. But obviously that gets complicated, and I highly doubt... I don't think Hendon or Duxford could make theirs airworthy. I suspect they probably can't, and they probably don't want to, because they want it on display in museums and not to have to... Well, Hendon, they would have to remove it from Hendon and take it somewhere with a runway that they could get it onto easily. Which I guess the only place for that would technically be Cosford, but at that point you would basically be handing the RAF another one, and then it probably won't go in museums. I don't know any of, like, the technical stuff behind this. That is not my thing. I just like watching the planes fly. I can't tell you half the engines different aircraft have. I can tell you that a Spitfire, in most cases, because I think it's the PR-19 doesn't have a Merlin engine, but most of them have Merlin engines. I don't care about the technical stuff. I like looking at the planes and appreciating the history. And yes, technically the engines does come into the history, but mine is more the history of, like, the people that flew them. So go follow my Instagram, which should be linked below. If not, I think it's ams.a, but with dots between letters. There's lots of planes on there. I like planes. But my whole thing is just, like, the history, like, the people and their experiences. I'm less bothered about the engines unless it's, like, relevant to that kind of stuff. I guess that's where it's, like, my only interest in Formula 1 at the minute is just the silly goofy clips, because it can take me a minute to understand the technical language that I need to understand to actually know what's going on, and that's perfectly fine. If that's the experience someone wants to have, including myself, I think that's perfectly valid. I think it's kind of just fun to go, oh yeah, that's vaguely interesting, I'm just going to watch cars go round and round and round for a while, and not care about the technical stuff. But anyways, I did not finish the terraforming for this episode. I still have to do more. Have I done that yet? I don't believe so, which isn't very helpful, but it will get done eventually. So I will see you all in the next episode. Goodbye, the internet. I have been Ghost.